Fallon welcomes Kate Winslet. NBC Tonight. 3 bodies.
So we're saying it's a serial killer.
I'll open a profiler.
This guy's organized, above average intelligence. He's choosing his victims because they have someone they love.
He's out there right now.
Chicago PD, new March 20th on NBC and Peacock.
What happened to me?
These boys prey on women. Just got a hit on a similar assault. They're working as a team.
I think we're looking at some kind of game.
A sick game.
SVU, Thursday on NBC.
Live on NBC 12. This is News Watch 12 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Jukage. It's already been a bad wildfire season in Wisconsin. Last night's snowfall should help, but officials warn dangerous fire conditions will return by this weekend. Our own Shauna Johnson explains what's causing the increased fire danger.
What prompts the DNR to push the fire danger level too high is warmer temperatures, low relative humidity, gusty winds, and then coupled with dry vegetation. So right after that snow cover disappears until the vegetation greening up, that's really our most vulnerable time for wildfires to start.
The DNR asks you to avoid all outdoor burning. Small contained campfires for warming or cooking are allowed, but certainly not recommended right now. Annual burn permits have been proactively suspended in 25 counties for the time being.
My hope is that the public stays vigilant because sometimes you get a little complacent when you have a little bit of rain and some snow. But this time of year, things can dry out very fast.
Over the past weekend alone, the DNR responded to 15 wildfires, burning nearly 30 acres.
We had quite a bit of activity over the weekend with the fire activity, so folks were outside, certainly enjoying the beautiful weather, doing some cleanup around their yards. Debris burning is the #1 cause of wildfires in Wisconsin.
For DNR permits, the current fire danger, or burning restrictions, go to the online WisBurn page to view the interactive map and get the latest updates.
Certainly, we would love to prevent those fires from happening, and they're really easy to prevent. So, the key message here is to obtain proper burning permits, know what the restrictions are on that permit, and then make sure your fires are out before you leave.
Great fire safety tips. Thank you, Shauna. Conrad, we won't have to deal with fire anytime, hopefully soon?
Not anytime soon, but the weekend, back to the 50s and 60s, Jessica. It's not looking good. Remember how warm it was yesterday?
It was.
Yeah, and then that cold front came by and just completely changed everything just like that. 65 degrees. That's what we had yesterday. I was going to the gym in a short sleeve shirt, and I haven't done that since probably like August. So it just felt amazing. The sun was out. And then that cold front came by, and look what happened. We're at 16 earlier today. Couple of 20s by Anago area, down by Wausau, Mosinee. Shawano, they saw a little pocket of some warmer air near freezing, but still below average temperatures all over the state and all over the upper Midwest as well. This time yesterday, we were 20 degrees warmer, even down south. Look at Wapaka area. Green Bay was 31 degrees warmer this time yesterday. Of course, then that cold front came by, and it really cooled us off. It gave us a little bit of snow as well. Overall, though, most of the region saw anywhere around 1 to 2 inches of snow. We saw around an inch of snow here in town. That snow's not going to last for long, unfortunately. For now, though, just a few passing clouds here and there. And that's really going to allow that radiational cooling, all that cold air, not to get mixed up with the winds. It's just going to come all the way down. And we're looking at 6 below zero by those morning hours. Feels like temperatures near 15 below. Jessica?
A Merrill man has reached a plea agreement after being charged in a crash that killed an 8-year-old boy in 2022. John Lottie pled no contest to 2 charges in Lincoln County, which include homicide and causing injury while driving drunk. 6 other charges were dismissed. Lottie was originally charged in 2022 after being intoxicated in his truck, crossing over the center line and hitting another vehicle. If convicted on all charges, he would face up to 46 years in prison. The D.C. Everest Area School District was under lockdown this morning. The lockdown was triggered at D.C. Everest Senior High and Green Heck Turner Community Center, and it was a false alarm. The district sent out a letter to families, students, and staff saying the lockdown was inadvertently triggered while work was being done on the system at GTCC. Law enforcement were notified of the incident and confirmed it was a false alarm. There's a deal on Capitol Hill to avoid a government shutdown, at least for now. In a bipartisan joint statement, congressional leaders announced a plan this evening to push back Friday's deadline by another week. Their goal is to fund half of the government's spending bills by March 8th and the other half by mid-March. The initial deadlines have been March 1st and March 8th. This is in order to buy Congress more time to pass the funding deal. Still, the House and Senate need to pass the stopgap measures by the end of Friday in order to avert a partial shutdown. Governor Tony Evers approved a bill to support healthcare access in western Wisconsin after recent hospital closures. Today, the governor approved a bill securing $15 million. It will help western Wisconsin in the wake of the closures of HSHS and Previa Health hospitals. According to the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development, the closures will impact 1,400 workers. The money will be used to fund any hospital services meeting the area's healthcare needs, including urgent care services, OBGYN, and inpatient psychiatry services. The state approved the $15 million for HSHS Sacred Heart to expand its psychiatric mental health bed capacity, but they never claimed the funding. In the last year, home insurance premiums have skyrocketed. In some cases, those monthly costs have increased by as much as 40%. Home insurance broker Travis Hodges says he's seen an increase average of 27% year over year. And in some cases, the cost of insuring your home can get even higher. There are several things causing the price hike: changing weather patterns and events such as tornadoes and wildfires. The cost of materials has also gone up, so it costs more to fix any damage, and property values have also risen.
Everything else has gone up. Insurance has just mirrored that and been proportionate.
You can save money by shopping around for different policies, and if you're willing to increase your deductible by as much as $500, you can save anywhere from 15 to 20%. Logging fuels the #1 industry in northern Wisconsin, forestry products. Newswatch 12's Christopher Bouchong has more on strong timber sales in one county.
Lincoln County was close to setting a new record in timber sales. They are putting the funds back into the community to keep recreational activities open while also supplying raw materials to local mills.
Lincoln County Forest Administrator Dean Bovee said in 2023 they generated $2.7 million from timber on Lincoln County forest property, their second most revenue ever.
In 2018, we had a little over 2.7 million, about $20,000 more than we did this year.
The Forestry, Land, and Parks Department are in charge of creating funds from timber sales that operate recreational activities and timber projects, while also putting money back into the community.
There's also 20% of that timber sale revenue that comes off the top that goes right to our general fund for Lincoln County's budget to offset the tax levy.
Also, with 10% back to the townships that have county forest property to help offset their budgets. Bovee said most of the timber will stay local and help supply big or small mills with raw materials.
PCA in Tomahawk, LP in Tomahawk, Domtar down in Rothschild, and Alstra-Munster down in Mosinee.
Lincoln County has a little over 100,000 acres of county forest property. Even with so much forest, Bovee said they harvest in ways that promote regeneration.
About a little over 80,000 of that is actually forested, and of that, a little over 70,000 is what we would consider productive.
A productive forest is an area that will reproduce more trees on its own, creating a cycle of forest and creating revenue for Lincoln County long into the future. Reporting in Lincoln County, Newswatch 12, Christopher Bouchong.
What a great way to be sustainable. Thank you, Christopher. Taking the next steps after high school graduation can be challenging, but with the right help, that process can be easier. Today was the Crandon School District's 7th annual career fair. There were roughly 80 different booths showcasing different professions, businesses, and schooling opportunities for students thinking about their next steps. Around 800 students attended from 6 local schools, and for them, it was an opportunity to think bigger.
I think today was actually really fun to figure out what you want to do obviously in the future, and to know that there's many careers out there and options.
Yeah, I think it was really cool to see all the different options that we could do and how they explained everything. It really opened my eyes to different things that I could possibly do.
The fair also aimed at showcasing local career opportunities in order to maintain the workforce throughout the Northwoods. The Supreme Court is weighing in on former President Trump's election interference case. Coming up, we'll hear when it will happen after Weather with Conrad right here on Newswatch 12.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See? $830 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
Boom. Chocolate milk.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
US Cellular, built for us.
Imagine trying to take on one of the big car companies. It's not easy. Yet this year, one local law firm finalized the largest compensatory verdict in state history against an automaker, over $38 million. And it was no fluke. That same firm has been holding big car companies accountable for faulty designs that cause injury for over 50 years. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
This is Ford Truck Month. With amazing offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks. Make way for the event that only comes around once a year, featuring the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Super Duty, the North American Truck of the Year. Get ready and get to Ford Truck Month. Now get an F-150 with 1.9% APR for 72 months, plus 1,000 trade assist cash. See your Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Hi, I'm Big Clarence, and I'm so terrific that Mall Furniture decided to name their latest and greatest sale after me, Big Clarence.
Sorry, Clarence. Apparently you misunderstood. It's Mall Furniture's clearance sale. And right now, the savings are phenomenal on all the top quality furniture at
Mall Furniture's clearance sale.
That's Mall Furniture's clearance sale.
Clarence!
That's clearance, Clarence.
Want to test drive US Cellular's network free for 30 days?
Here we go.
Hey, I wonder if US Cellular lets me stream in my rec room. Yep, it's working.
Test drive US Cellular's award-winning network free for 30 days.
Good evening and welcome back. Let's talk a little bit about some facts we've been seeing the last several months. December, January into February. Look at this. High temperatures in February so far are averaging around 39.6 degrees, which is 13.5 degrees above normal average, which should be around 26 as a high, and average low around 2. And our average low is around 19.7, so we are well above that as well. Now, we had record high temperatures all over the state yesterday. Of course, we saw 60s and some 70s. We broke an all-time record. This is an all-time record for the greatest difference in daily high temperatures over 2 consecutive days, which was around 49-degree difference from yesterday, 65 degrees, to 16 today as a high. And that 65 degrees yesterday and low of 6 degrees we had earlier this morning was a 59-degree temperature difference in just 12 hours. That's unheard of. I haven't seen this pretty much ever throughout my whole entire career and life following weather since I was a little kid. Now, we're going to be warming up once again. We're looking at record high temperatures over the weekend, 50s and 60s, and then right back down. Cold front's going to come in, cool us off, but we're not going to get cold. We're going to cool down. We're not going to, we're not going to see any bitterly cold temperatures like we're pretty much seeing out there today into tonight. We're going to still be above average into the 30s and 40s. And that trend will be continuing. We're very likely to see well above average temperatures in the Midwest, the Northeast as well. We're looking at well above average temperatures even into the first and second week of March. So there is no hope for winter making a return here in town. It's just going to stay warm. And I'm looking at extended trends, and that does look like it's going to be the case. For now, though, now it's cold, right? Now we're below average, but only for today into tonight. We're at 4 degrees here in town. We have Eagle River is at 1 right now. Up into Land O'Lakes, they're at 6 degrees, and then a couple of pockets of colder air. Look at Manitowish Waters, 2 below 0, and then, of course, right down into Wausau, Mosinee, Wapaka area, and even Green Bay, we're still looking at some teens in the area. they will definitely cool off by tomorrow morning. Combine that with a little bit of wind. You folks know what this means, right? We do live in northern Wisconsin. Feels like temperatures are cold. We're looking at around 8 below zero here in town. Eagle River feels like 9 below. Look at Manitouish Waters, 13 below zero. So you want to put on your layers and bundle up, especially for that morning commute tomorrow, because it is going to be even colder. We do have a light breeze. We did see some gusty winds earlier, but now things are a little bit more calm, anywhere around 5 to 10 mile per hour. Sustained winds. We do have a pocket down south by Mosinee at around 12 miles per hour, but overall, though, we're going to continue to see some pretty calm winds overnight. Picking back up by tomorrow, not by much though, and then by Friday, especially into Friday afternoon, once again, we're going to see some gusty winds making a return. Now, that low pressure system that we had yesterday, long gone. The Northeast is dealing with that. Some rain and even some snow on the back end in Maine. For us though, tonight, clear. Cold, of course, 6 below zero and that light breeze. For tomorrow, though, temperatures near average, around freezing, partly cloudy skies. It's going to be breezy as well. Our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show those near record high temperatures Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then even into Monday. Jessica?
The last remaining child of famed Wisconsin conservationist and author Aldo Leopold has died. Estella Leopold, a researcher and scientist who dedicated her life to the land ethic philosophy of her famous father, died Sunday. She died at 97 years old in Seattle after several months in hospice, according to the Aldo Leopold Foundation. Estella specialized in the study of pollen, especially in the fossilized form. She formed the Aldo Leopold Foundation with her sister and 3 brothers in 1982. Today, the Supreme Court announced it will decide whether former President Donald Trump can claim presidential immunity in the federal election interference case against him. But even though the High Court is expediting the case, it will not hear oral arguments until the week of April 22nd. Its ruling on Trump's immunity claim would follow sometime later, further delaying the case for Trump. That means the 2024 Republican presidential frontrunner might not go to trial until the thick of the general election campaign. A lower court's ruling against Trump on the immunity claim will stay on hold until the Supreme Court decides the issue. An Illinois judge has removed former President Trump from the state's ballot. The surprise move is the latest action based on arguments around the nation involving the 14th Amendment's insurrectionist ban. Colorado and Maine have made similar moves. Trump can appeal the judge's decision in Illinois, but it likely wouldn't be necessary. In early February, the Supreme Court heard arguments on Colorado's ballot case. Once the justices decide the matter, it will set the precedent that all states must follow. Lakeland Union's girls basketball team is playing Menominee in the playoffs for the 3rd year in a row. Coming up, we'll hear what head coach Melissa Wilmette had to say about the T-Birds' familiar foe.
If you're stuck between choosing to spend on a vacation versus updating your bathroom, with Mad City Baths, you can do both. Mad City is Wisconsin's trusted bathroom remodeler, featuring modern and affordable custom bathing solutions, including walk-in showers and walk-in bathtubs, expertly installed in as little as 1 day. Call now during our 60-60-60 sale. Receive 60% off installation of a new bath or shower with 60 months 0% interest. Senior military discounts, plus receive a free $60 Walmart gift card with your free in-home estimate. And a bonus, the first 50 homeowners who call now will receive a vacation voucher with bath or shower purchase. Use it for a condo, hotel stay, or a cruise. Mad City is also Wisconsin's trusted source for Eco Sky windows and kitchen cabinet refacing. Plus, schedule your bath or shower installation now and ask about Mad City's double lifetime labor warranty.
I rate Mad City Baths 10 out of 10 because of how easy they were to work with, how professional their salespeople and their installers were, and then the quality of the finished product.
Mad City has more than 50,000 satisfied customers. And with our price lock guarantee, schedule your free design consultation now and we'll lock your price in for 1 year. Call during our 60-60-60 sale for 60% off installation of a new bath or shower with 60 months 0% interest. Plus receive a free $60 Walmart gift card with your estimate and a bonus. The first 50 homeowners who call during this program will receive a vacation voucher with bath or shower purchase. From Wausau, North Central Wisconsin, call 715-941-4238. That's 715-941-4238.
Coming up on Newswatch 12 today.
We'll be joined by the Tomahawk Chamber talking about the taste of tomahawk.
Sounds very exciting, right? And this roller coaster ride and temperatures continue. When will we warm up? More when you tune in on your Thursday from 5 to 7.
Welcome back. During the 2022 season, Lakeland Union's girl basketball season came to an end at the hands of Menominee, 1 game short of the state tournament. During the 2023 season, Lakeland Union got their revenge, taking down Menominee to make it to the state tournament. Now these teams will face off again in the rubber match when they play each other in the playoffs for a 3rd year in a row. It's Lakeland Union and Menominee going head-to-head in Marshfield tomorrow, where the winner will advance to the sectional finals. The Lakeland Union players are confident heading into their matchup, knowing they're coming off the most recent win and a state tournament appearance.
I think it gives us some confidence going in that we've beat them before, we can beat them again, but I think it is also a new team, so we've just got to play how we've been playing.
A game at a time, you know. We can't look much further than tomorrow. Tomorrow's our main goal right now. We got to win that, and then whatever comes with Saturday, then that's what happens.
Lakeland Union has one of the toughest paths to get back to the state tournament out of anyone. But T-Birds head coach Melissa Womette says her team welcomes a challenge.
But it is what it is. You can either cry about it or you can get ready for it. That's just how we do it, and we're just going to stick with what we know and stay positive and work hard.
Good advice. The T-Birds will face Menominee tomorrow in Marshfield, with tip-off for that game happening around 7 p.m. For the first time since 1991, Tomahawks boys hockey team is heading to the state tournament in Madison. The Hatchets made it to state in Dewey Riley's first year as the team's head coach. Newswatch 12's Drew Chelly was in Tomahawk to catch up with the first-year coach and his expectations for his team as they look home to bring home the state title.
The Hatchets are a day away from competing at the state tournament. For head coach Dewey Riley, he and the team understand the magnitude of the semifinal game, and the excitement of the group is on full display.
Once the puck drops, again, taking it ship by ship, but this is not just another game for us. This is huge for our school, for our community, for our conference to be representing them, and we want to do it right by everybody. And so for us, we know the stakes. We know it's huge. Once the puck drops, we'll get into our rhythm and find our flow. But as far as getting excited about this, everybody's pumped.
This group of Hatchets have spent almost a decade as teammates. For the group, this season has been the culmination of years of hard work, and it has paid off in major ways at the high school level.
It means a lot, especially because this is the group of kids I've been working with for a while with hockey, and things have been good, and now that's carrying over to high school hockey. It's really great.
For a program that was just 0-21 3 years ago, the Hatchets have elevated to the state's biggest stage. For the current players, they hope they have set the foundation for the young kids who have watched them turn the program into winners.
When I was younger watching the high school team, we were always a losing team. So if I was in their shoes and I saw like us going to state, it's going to make us feel good about Tomahawk sports, you know, just getting to where we want to be.
GNC Player of the Year Austin Lamer has powered the Hatchets' high-powered offense this season. For he and his teammates, the support of the Hatchets community has provided more than enough motivation for the team on their run to state.
Yeah, the environment here at the rink, out in public, in school, it's incredible. Everyone, like you said, has our back, and they're all rooting for us and cheering for us and hoping we do the best.
The Hatchets are less than 24 hours away from their showdown with defending state champion New Richmond. Just 3 years removed from 0-21, the Hatchets are just 2 wins away from a state championship. In Tomahawk, I'm Drew Chelly, Newswatch 12.
Let the Granite Shop help transform your space with new, beautiful stone and quartz countertops. Come see the uniqueness of granite or the many varieties of our quartz in our indoor showroom. Our reputation is carved in stone every day. The Granite Shop. Unique products, skilled professionals, devoted service.
I'm in love with whoever made this country fried steak. Can I borrow a pen?
Love letter?
5 meals for under $10. Only at Perkins.
Save on big projects. Menards 11% off everything is happening now. Don't miss out. Complete your laundry room. Save 11% on Clearview cabinetry. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Build your dream deck and get 11% off Ultra Deck composite decking. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a whole house. There's no limit to what you can save. Menards 11% off everything is happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Oh, boy, would you look at that field goal he kicked right there?
That looks fantastic. Boy, it looks like you need to stop at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun.
Furniture and guns?
Now, they've got everything you need at great prices. Recliners, sofas, mattresses.
And guns?
Who doesn't love ice cream? Enter the Birthday Club contest at WJFW.com for your chance to win a free single scoop of ice cream from the country store of Eagle River. Watch Newswatch 12 today, Monday through Friday, to see the lucky winner of the day.
Let the Granite Shop help transform your space with new, beautiful stone and quartz countertops. Come see the uniqueness of granite or the many varieties of our quartz in our indoor showroom. Our reputation is carved in stone every day. The Granite Shop. Unique products, skilled professionals, devoted service.
Connecting the dots, reliving Northwood's history with Carrie Bladorn. Everywhere you go in northern Wisconsin, we see evidence of glaciation. Thousands of pothole lakes, wetland areas, even the pine forest the Northwoods are known for. 25,000 years ago, northern Wisconsin was covered under a mile-thick sheet of ice. As the glacier receded, it left ridges in the landscape called eskers and deposited the sandy soils which make for great pine tree growing. Enormous chunks of ice fell off the retreating ice sheets, leaving depressions in the ground that eventually became our beautiful lakes. Tucked in the forest just north of White Lake, Wisconsin, is another interesting land feature brought to us by glaciation. Bear Cave State Natural Area features the largest collection of boulders left by glaciers in the state of Wisconsin. As glaciers advance, they bring up materials inside the ice. As the glacier melts, smaller deposits can fall out of the pitted ice like a sieve, leaving larger rocks to move and concentrate toward the top of the ice sheet. As the glacier continues to melt, round boulders are shaped and left on top of the ground. It's suspected that actions like these caused bear caves to form. Stuck between the Chippewa and Green Bay lobes of Wisconsin's last glacier, meltwater caused steep ridgelines to form in the area, making for a dramatic landscape. The boulder train is unique in the Northwoods, and nothing else quite like it can be seen in the area. The boulders average 4 to 6 feet in diameter, and some are even bigger. The rocks are made up of pink granitic gneiss. Some of them make small caves, giving the site its Bear Caves name. The Bear Cave site was designated a state natural area in 1995. A trail winds through the area with great views of the glacial landscape, the boulders, and some of the caves. The Northwoods is full of beautiful places. Be sure to add Bear Cave State Natural Area in Langlade County to your list of places to explore. I'm Carrie Bladorn, and this is Connecting the Dots, reliving Northwood's geologic history on Newswatch 12. Connecting the Dots, reliving Northwood's history with Carrie Bladorn. Thank you for watching Connecting the Dots, reliving Northwood's history. If you have some history you'd like to see covered on the program, send me a message on my Facebook page, Carrie Bladorn, Northwoods Historian, or shoot me an email at northwoodshistorian@gmail.com.
Take an extra day to save during Furniture and Appliance Mart's Leap Day sale. We're offering our biggest savings store-wide. This sale comes only once in 4 years. Plus, get special interest-free financing for 48 months at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
you go.
Russell, I swear I've been seeing you everywhere.
I've been busy.
Dear all-wheel drive, let's show the road what we've got. Snowy streets, we're coming for you. Icy grip, we're holding tight. Wintry mix, meh. Safety's the name of our game. Yours, Toyota all-wheel drive sedans.
Right now, get 3.99% APR for 60 months on a stylish new 2024 Camry. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Not able to get to American Marine for the best boat show deals and prices you will find anywhere? Great news for you. For a limited time, we are extending all deals. We have tens of thousands of dollars left in manufacturer rebates. Plus, we're still matching deposits up to $1,000. Or we will beat any competing price by $500 on our 280 pontoons and 200 fishing boats in stock or inbound. Extended boat show deals only for a limited time at American Marine, Shawano.
In today's economy, it seems the value of a dollar continues to shrink, while the services offered are getting less and less. Here at Maher Water Corporation, a new high-efficiency system made by WaterCare can help ease the stress on your checkbook. We are always available to analyze and recommend one of these units.
So while we can't actually make your money grow, we can make the value of what you get from Maher seem like it.
Take an extra day to save during Furniture and Appliance Mart's Leap Day sale. We're offering our biggest savings store-wide. This sale comes only once in 4 years. Plus, get special interest-free financing for 48 months at Furniture and Appliance Mart.
This is a trusted space.
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 Look at this big temperature difference from yesterday. Chicago, they were in the 70s yesterday, back in the 20s, and they saw tornado warnings yesterday and then snow today morning. Feels like temperatures here in Wisconsin well below zero, so it is frigid outside. Guess what, Jessica? Warm temperatures are back by tomorrow. 40s and 50s and even 60s by Sunday.
Another beautiful weekend ahead, it looks like.
I know. Get ready. Don't forget those short sleeve shirts.
Right? Thanks, God.
I need it.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great night.
Wasserhorn's Furniture has all kinds of recliners. Power or manual recliners, rocker or wall saver recliners. Bring a truck, all in stock now. Check out Harns Furniture's huge selection of recliners. Half mile from Fleet Farm, Wausau.
Here, Jack Frost nips more than just your nose. That's why Wisconsin gets Honda. Dependable all-wheel drive with traction control, with heated steering wheel and seats to keep Jack Frost off your seat, which will make it very happy. And since it's no fun to fill up in this weather, isn't it cool that Honda is known for legendary fuel efficiency? New Hondas are arriving daily, but so is Mr. Frost. So see a Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
Want to test drive U.S. Cellular's network free for 30 days?
Yeah.
Use this app. Want to do it even faster?
Here we go.
Oh, wow. U.S. Cellular works great out here. Wow. Still have 5G here, too. Hey, I wonder if U.S. Cellular lets me stream in my... Rec room. Yep, it's working. Hey, thanks for the lift.
Test drive U.S. Cellular's award-winning network free for 30 days.
Oh, hey, I'm your celebrity spokesperson for Zine, the new way to stream local news, sports, and events from all over the country. But Zine speaks for itself. It doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson to tell you to download Zine. Besides, next